Absolutely tons of news and even more coming in the near future in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and from platform swaps to cross-save, we have got tons of exciting stuff to talk about in this week's TWAB. Let's go ahead and dive on in. First things first, we got a video earlier today about Destiny 2 moving over to Steam. It's almost that time. We've seen updates to both the PC Move and cross-save websites, giving us a bit more insight on how exactly we'll be moving our characters between platforms in the coming weeks. Of course, as you guys know, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep and Destiny 2 New Light have had their release dates pushed back to October 1st, 2019. But in spite of that, we're actually going to be getting access to the PC Move functionality as well as the cross-save functionality much earlier than that. And if you head over to bungie.net/PC Move, you can actually get some more information on how exactly you can move your account from Blizzard's Battle.net app over to Steam. And very quickly, we can go through a couple of the bigger questions a lot of you players will probably have. First things first, the move from Battle.net to Steam will include a one-time transfer of all Destiny 2 content that a player already owns. These will include player accounts, Destiny 2, expansions, silver, annual pass, and etc. Additionally, if you want to go ahead and pre-order Shadowkeep on Steam right now and link your account later, that's perfectly fine. In order to get all this done, you simply head over to bungie.net/PC Move, and you'll be able to sign up for notifications for when this transfer goes live. Again, it's going to be happening later this month, August 20th, 2019. And just in case you might be wondering, if you have a PC account, you should probably go ahead and do the transfer there. They mention at the bottom of the page that Destiny 2 is no longer going to be available on Blizzard's Battle.net after October 1st, so it's probably for the best to get your transfer done before Shadowkeep comes out. But again, very exciting stuff, and you'll be able to learn more about that transfer as we get closer to August 20th. And then on the next day, August 21st, cross-save is going live. That's right, the launch of cross-save is currently planned for August 21st. And just like with the PC Move, they've updated their article page explaining exactly how you can get that process started. If you head over to bungie.net/cross-save, you'll see that setup is for the most part pretty easy. You just kind of sign in, link your accounts, choose the character that you want to be your master across all of the different platforms, and then that's pretty much it. All of your characters, all of your gear, all of your items will be available across all three of the major platforms and wherever else Destiny 2 is going to be made available. The process seems super simple, and I can't wait for this to go live. It's something I've been super excited for a long time, and I know a lot of you other Guardians have been excited for it too. But alright, next up, of course, last week we heard about the delay for Shadowkeep. And as a part of that, we got to hear from Luke Smith about what he's going to be revealing in coming weeks. He said he wanted to do a basic state of the game. It'll apparently drop as a two-parter, with the first part going live early next week. But that's not the only thing we're learning about in the coming weeks. The TWAB says that without assigning exact dates to each moment, here's a sequence of events in the order they will occur that will broaden your understanding of what you'll be playing in October. First up, of course, we've got the Director's Cut with Luke Smith, the first part of which, again, is next week. We've got an armor customization preview livestream, more Shadowkeep details at Gamescom, the launch of cross-save on the 21st, how seasons will change in Destiny 2 Year 3, the PvP reveal for Shadowkeep, and then finally, an invitation to the Crucible at PAX. Which all in all sounds to me like a pretty packed release schedule coming up for news. And that's fantastic. In particular, I'm really excited to hear more about the armor customization preview, which, as a matter of fact, we'll be learning about next week. That's right, Bungie's going to be going live on August 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific time across their Twitch page, their YouTube channel, and their Mixer account. I guess I gotta keep it trendy with the kids, but we're going to be getting the armor customization preview livestream, also known as Building a Better Monster Killing Machine. This is going to explain more of Armor 2.0, which has been an ongoing topic of paramount importance among the community. Well, you're not going to have to wait too much longer to learn more about Armor 2.0. Bungie's going to be going live next Wednesday. As the article puts it, we'll be able to watch 3 developers from Bungie build their ideal Titan, Hunter, or Warlock. They'll apply mods, artifacts, and ornaments to build their own version of the perfect monster killing machine. Then we'll test those builds in the new sandbox. So it definitely looks like this is going to be a heavy-hitting live stream with plenty of information you're not going to want to miss out on. So make sure you're staying tuned. But alright, after that, we get a sneak peek at a pretty major change dropping in the new quality of life hotfix, slated to drop next Tuesday. That's right, Destiny 2 Hotfix 2.5.2.1 is set for next Tuesday, August 13th. And it's got one pretty major change that I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about. There's a lot of you Guardians out there right now knee-deep in the Solstice of Heroes grind. Some of you have got your characters already maxed out, maybe a few of you are on the rare set, maybe a few of you are on your second or third characters. But there's one particular step of that grind that really irked a lot of players out there. And it is, of course, the mini-boss step. The armor challenge that requires you to kill 100 mini-bosses in the European aerial zone. Well, if you were hoping for Bungie to address that, I've got some good news for you. For a limited time, you're all invited to visit the European aerial zone. Think of it as a summer vacation with some fabulous loot as your souvenir. Have you taken it out your dress uniform yet? One of the mission parameters is to defeat 100 mini-bosses. Some of you have expressed that this is a few too many boss fights. Upon further analysis, we have agreed. The total expectation is being revised down from 100 to 50. This change goes live next week. If you've been struggling to hit this milestone, help is on the way. If you already hit it, please go easy on your fellow Guardians who pleaded for mercy. And with a little tongue-in-cheek ending there you go. A lot of people were having a lot of trouble with the mini-boss step. It's not necessarily hard, it's just very grindy, and because of the nature of it, because only mini-bosses in the EAZ count, it's created a few, well, we'll say more toxic strategies for getting it done. A lot of people were going and killing mini-bosses, and then the moment the final boss spawns, they were dipping out, leaving some hapless players to fight final bosses for a while. And then, of course, you had the cheese with the Elite Scion that people were burning through, and overall, it just wasn't the greatest quest step. It wasn't the most fun to get done, and I'm happy to see that Bungie is addressing it here. And thankfully, they're not just knocking the number of required kills from 100 down to 50, they're actually changing the way some of this works. We get more information about this later on in the TWAB. The objective, of course, is being scaled down from 100 mini-bosses defeated to 50, but completing the final boss round contributes an additional 5 points of progress. This is fantastic. This is actually the exact solution I brought up earlier this week on the podcast. I mentioned that if they wanted to keep it at 100 mini-bosses, then they should make it so that the mini-bosses still count as 1, but the final boss counts as 10 points. This essentially does the same thing. They're cutting the number in half, but also granting you 5 points for staying and defeating the final boss, meaning it should never take you more than, at minimum, 10 runs of the EAZ, and that's if you basically kill none of the mini-bosses. At minimum, it should take you no more than 10 runs to get that quest step done. Fantastic change all around. And I really have to applaud Bungie on the really quick response time on these last couple of updates. They've changed quite a few things in a relatively short amount of time. This is just another great quality of life change. Good stuff. But alright, Guardians, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news that came out of this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie, for August 8th, 2019. There's going to be so much stuff to cover in the next couple of weeks with Armor 2.0, with the live streams we've got coming, with Gamescom, with PAX. There's going to be a non-stop stream of information coming from the channel, so make sure you're staying tuned. But anyways, that's the news. Those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But alright, that's it for this one. I cannot wait to dive into this stuff next week. That live stream is going to be great. But as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.